Okay, number 10. What is true of the graph of 5x plus 15 over x plus 3?
H.
Okay, so the domain, or let's factor it. 5 parentheses x plus what? 3 over x plus 3. So what happens at x plus 3 and x plus 3?
They cancel.
What does that create? A hole. Where? Where's the hole? Right. That's your hole. No, you set it equal to 0. Okay. You always do that. You always set it equal to 0. Okay. So when you graph it, you end up with just a line. And it's actually a horizontal line with a hole at what? -3. And you could graph 5x plus 15 over x plus 3 and see that it is a horizontal line. But then you have to see if it has a hole by factoring and canceling. Okay, determine a reasonable domain and range for this scenario. Football team has a record of 9 wins and 12 losses. How many consecutive games must they win in order to raise their winning record to 50%? Okay. Can they ever get 100%?
No.
Okay, that helps you determine their range. It's going to be right. We're just determining. It says determine a reasonable domain and range. That's what we're trying to find for this. Okay. So the domain is wins, number of wins, okay, number of games they play. How many can they play? Less than 0 games? No. Okay, so can they really even play 0 games?
No.
Or half a game?
No.
Okay, so the domain is going to be from 1 to however many games they play, right? They could play an infinite number of games, I guess. Okay. Okay. One thing about this, I don't think it's on the test, so, but I did want to learn it. Okay. The range, can they ever reach 100%? Remember the basketball thing we did? No. So
Y is less than 100.
right.
It can be equal.
You're right. You're right. Less than 100%. You're exactly right. Okay. Can it be less than 0%?
No.
No. So really, we need to say.
That would have to be a really bad.
Yeah. 0 is less than Y is less than 100%. And they've already won 9 games. Okay. Actually, we need to do 9 divided by 12. They could get less than 75% though. But they could never have 0% because they've won 9 games. So they'd never have 0% either. Okay. Okay, you know, that one won't be on the test.
Yeah.
All right, then y equals a over x. If the x is replaced with x plus 4, how is the graph changed? Does it move up or down, left or right?
Moves to the right. Or to the left.
No, to the left.
Yeah, this to the left.
It would look like this, wouldn't it? And that would move it to the left.
To the left.
To the left, to the left. There you go. That would move it to the left there. Okay, consider this rational function. Completely factor both the numerator and the denominator. Find and classify points of discontinuity. Points of discontinuity are the horizontal asymptote, the vertical asymptote, and the hole, if there is one. Okay. So they want you to find all those and label like BA, HA, and hole, or you can put RD for removable discontinuity if you want. But let's go ahead and factor. What do you multiply to get 6?
X plus 3, X minus 2.
Okay. Is that x minus what?
2.
2. Okay. How about the bottom?
You can factor out of 3.
Okay, you get x squared minus.
4.
Now, can we factor x squared minus 4?
Yes.
Okay, that would factor into,
X plus 2, X minus 2.
okay. Okay, do we see any holes, first of all?
X minus 2.
Okay, so we'd say x equals 2 is a hole. Because you set x minus 2 equal to 0. So you get x equals positive 2. Okay, what about vertical asymptotes?
Negative.
It's the negative 3.
It's never the top, ever. Nope. It's always here. Denominator.
Oh, yeah.
Set the denominator equal to 0 to get your vertical asymptotes. So x plus 2 equals 0. That gives you,
Oh, I thought I said horizontal.
no, I said vertical.
X equals minus two.
You don't what?
Never mind.
What's
Okay,
this?
we're setting the denominator equal to 0. These canceled out. So that's already a hole, not a vertical asymptote. The one that's left is x plus 3 into 3,
I
right?
figured it out.
Okay.
I just had a brain for it.
Now you can't say 3 equals 0, so you just ignore the 3.
Unless there's an X there, right?
Unless there's an X there.
there.
Yes, if there was a 3x, you would set that equal to 0 and you'd get x equals 0. That's right.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Now, we need the horizontal asymptote. So we go back to the original equation. Okay, what do you have right here?
1 over 3.
Okay, because the exponents are the same, the degree is the same, so we look at the numbers in front, it'd be 1 over 3, or 1/3.
Is that what it means? Discontinuity.
Discontinuities, yes, it's all these. It's all the breaks in the graph. All the places where the graph doesn't go.
It's a broken graph.
Okay, the cost per person to rent a chartered bus varies inversely as the number of people who ride the bus.
So Y equals K over X.
Yes?
Do you need to memorize these equations?
Yes? Yeah.
What's the other one?
Y equals kx. It's either y equals kx or y equals k over x. Okay? Kx is directly. K over x is inversely. This is inversely. The other one we did was directly. Okay, the bus varies inversely as the number of people. So B equals K over P. That's cost per person, isn't it? It's the cost per person. Let's do that. So let's do C for cost equals K over P.
How do you decide that? Like, how do you know what's...
The first one is your Y. The one that comes after it is your X. Every time.
Y.
It's the way, that's the way it's reads. Okay? So Y varies inversely with X. Just like Y varies directly with X. Okay? So whatever comes before the inversely is your Y, whatever comes after the inversely is your X. So the first one comes first, the second one comes second.
Man,
Now, the cost, it says, if 40 people pay $9.50 each to ride the chartered bus, what is the cost per person if only 25 people go?
1.5.
Okay.
9.5 is K
Good.
over 40.
But it says, yeah, that's right, 9 equals K over 40. Number of people is 40, cost per person is $9.50.
That's right.
Now, how do you solve for K?
You times 9.5 40.
Yeah.
9.5 times 40,
It's 3.
380. Okay. K equals 380. And it says, what is the cost per person if only 25 people go?
So it'd be C
Yes.
equals 3 over 25.
Yes. C equals 380 over 25. We put 25 and not K. Sorry.
Yeah,
P.
15.
So
$15.
Y equals.
Okay, now, the only reason you would have to do it this way, if you know how to do it without doing it this way, you can. But is the only reason you would need to know to do it this way if it asks for the constant of variation, they ask for the K. So you need to know these in case they ask for the K. Otherwise, if you know another way to solve it the other way. Okay? Solve it however you know. Okay, state the domain and range of this one. First of all, domain's pretty easy.
-1.
And,
Positive. Y. Wait, those guys.
tricked you. Okay, those cancel out. So x equals, x cannot equal, also x cannot equal a whole either.
Yeah.
So it can't equal 2.
So you do put the whole.
Because it can't, there's a break there at the whole, so x can't be that whole either. Okay? So when you're finding domain, you take whatever's in the bottom sentential.
And then range,
Like
-1,
one.
-5.
Okay, be careful on the range. Yeah, it still is 1. How did you get it though?
Because there's nothing.
Nothing there, so there's ones from.
No, but you would need to multiply this out.
Will be
But you would have x times x is what? X squared, and down here x times x is,
X squared.
and they both have a 1 in front, don't they?
Mhm.
Okay. So the range, y cannot equal what?
1.
Right. Okay, 1 over 1. Okay. Okay, let's hold off on 16 for a second. What's 17?
C.
Good. How do you know?
Because it goes through the origin.
Goes through the origin. Direct variation, remember, always goes through the origin. Okay, and then 18.
C.
Yes, and how did you get that?
You just square at the bottom and then it will equal on the negative.
Okay. Good. So back to 16. Okay, Jan recognizes that in the diagram below, triangle ABC and triangle DEC are similar. Okay, which equation should Jan use to find the value of x? Okay, so I'm going to separate these into 2 separate triangles. Okay, so this little triangle has an x here and an 8 here. And this is D, E, C. And then the big triangle is A, B, C. And it has a 5 on AB, but what does it have on
X
BC?
plus
And then we set up a proportion, bless you.
5 over X. X plus 8 over
Okay, yeah. Which one is it?
X.
It's not A, is it? Because you don't have X plus 8. You could do 5 over X plus 8 equals what?
X over
X over 8. So which one is that one? B.
Wait, what? Wait, why?
Huh?
Why would it be 5 over x and x plus 8 over
5 over X plus 8 equals X over 8. Okay? These go together and these go together, right?
Yes.
This is a strict, what's the matter, Devin?
Why is it a cross or something?
Why is what across?
This really only makes sense though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Is it bothering you that we're not doing 5 over X and X plus 8 over 8? It's the same thing though. As long as you're consistent, this side over this side equals the same side over here over the same side over there.
So it doesn't matter which way you do it.
No, you can do it a million different ways. But not this way and not that way, because this way would be wrong. Why is that one wrong?
'Cause you're not-
5 over X plus 8 is not the same thing as 8 over X, is it? You're not being consistent. Okay? And then this one, there's no 5 plus X anymore. Okay. Okay? Does anybody want an extra one?
I do.
Okay.
Me too.